Hey everyone, this feels a little strange because I haven't filmed in what feels like absolutely ages. I've currently got scaffolding and roofers outside my bedroom window, and because it's Sunday they're not here, but normally there is builders walking up and down outside my bedroom window, so there's no way I could sit here and film. But they're not here today, so I'm taking this opportunity to film a whole chunk of videos. So I'm sorry if I am in the same attire for about 3 videos and I've just been to the gym and then put some red lipstick on to film this video, so I might look a bit of a mess, but this is how it has to be for the next few videos. So the first video I'm going to do is this one, obviously, and it's my empties for this month. As usual, I have a whole basket of goodies to talk about, so yeah, I will just get straight into it. I'll get the big ones out the way with first. I've got this candle, like I said I would last month if you watched that one. It's another TK Maxx candle like I did last month, and it's from the For Everybody range, and it's the scent Vanilla and Brown Sugar. It's a soy based candle, which I think is kind of better. I'm not sure how. This was $5.99, so obviously a lot cheaper than like the Yankee candle or like neon candles or diptyque candles. Obviously it doesn't smell as luxurious as the more expensive ones, but to me this smells exactly like a kind of vanilla cupcake Yankee candle. It's really, really nice. Oh, it smells amazing, and as you can see it's completely got down the bottom. It burns really evenly as well. I know it goes black at the top and horrible, but it burnt really evenly all the way down the bottom, and this lasted me a total of like 2 or 3 possibly winters of use. So yeah, I really like these, and I would recommend you go and check them out because they're a lot cheaper than the Yankee candles. Ooh. And yeah, they're really, really good quality as well. I'll get this one out of the way with. It's just another huge tube of Batiste. I have these in every month. I use this dry shampoo every other day practically to freshen up my hair between washes, because I wash my hair every other day and I use this on the opposite days. Yeah, just to give it a bit more life in my body because I've got very fine flat hair. It's not because my hair is always really dirty, it's not really, but it's just to give it a bit more life and some bounce, which obviously right now is not a very good example because I have horrible gym hair, but yeah, that's really bad. But yeah, love this stuff, love the tropical scent, and I go through this like nobody's business. I have a really random one. This is the Skin Doctor's Ingrown hair solution, which I originally bought for my boyfriend because when he was shaving, normally he has quite a stubbly face, but when he used to have a job where he had to be clean shaven all the time, he used to get like a shaving rash here and loads of ingrown bumps, and used to be really sore for him, which probably won't appreciate me telling everyone, but it was fairly obvious. And yeah, I saw this online and thought it would be a good solution to kind of bring the hairs out, and it really did work for him, but now he doesn't really use it anymore because he doesn't need to. And I started using this on things like ingrown hairs, say like when I've been shaving on my legs or my armpits or something. And yeah, I just dab a bit of this. It was just like a clear solution. It was in this tube, sorry I didn't show very well. It smelled kind of alcohol-y, and you basically put it on a cotton pad and then put it on the area, and it stings a tiny bit, but it basically brings the hair to the surface so it can like pop out and stop it being infected and pussy and horrible and gross. So yeah, just gets rid of ingrown hairs really quick. I don't really get that many, but I just thought I'd use it up because he didn't use it anymore. I don't think I'll buy it again because I don't really need it, but if you do have a problem with them, this definitely helps. I've got a little shower gel here, which is the Bayliss and Arden Skin Spa Cherry Blossom and Oriental Lily and Lotus Flower shower gel. This was in a gift set at Christmas and I've just used it up. This was really weird, and I wouldn't buy Bayliss and Arden things again. I know it tends to be a kind of gift set kind of thing, but I wouldn't buy it for myself because this was really strange. I wish I could show you the consistency if it wasn't an empty, but like it was like jelly. Like you try to put it on like the little scrunchy thing I use in the bath, or even if you put it in your hands, it didn't come out like a kind of liquidy gel. It was like definitely a jelly, and it was kind of could slip off, and it always slipped off into the water. So that's why I used this up really quick, because half of it just ended up in the bath and it was really difficult to get it to stay on the loofah thing to like scrub yourself with. So yeah, it's very strange. It smelled alright, just a kind of normal artificially relatively cheap body care smell, but yeah, it was okay, but that consistency just did not work for me at all, so I wouldn't buy it again. Get the other shower gel out the way. This is the Clean On Me Moisturising Shower Gel from Soap and Glory. It looks like some left in, but it's just the way it's been lying. These things take a hell of a long time to use up. I think about 6 months normally it would take me to use this up, but I used a Christmassy one over Christmas and then went back to it, so there's only a little bit left. Yeah, this is basically one of my favourite shower gels ever because it's so soft and moisturising. A lot of shower gels, especially cheaper ones that are like proper gel consistency, do definitely dry my skin out a bit and leave me feel a bit squeaky clean, whereas this is definitely creamy. It feels like nice and creamy, and then once you get out of the bath or shower, you don't feel like your skin's dry. You obviously still feel like you need to put a bit of body lotion on, well I do anyway, but yeah, you don't feel like really dry and stiff. It's really softening and it smells really nice as well. And yeah, I can't get over how long these last. I must have had about 4 in my life, and that would probably have lasted like 2 years of my life, because you only use a tiny bit. I use like two or three pumps and it's fine. So yeah, this is really great, but I probably won't be buying it again anytime soon, because you get a bit bored, don't you? And I'm using the Dove one that has similar moisturising properties, and yeah, it's just something different to try. But yeah, this is really, really nice. I have a little body lotion here, which is the Lacoste Touch of Pink body lotion, which came in a fragrance gift set that I got last Christmas, not one just gone, one before. And this was just like hanging around and had like 2 uses left in it, so I just used it up. It was actually quite a nice body lotion, quite thin and light, and spread quite nicely, so you got quite a lot out of this little tube. And obviously it smelled really, really nice because it smelled of the Touch of Pink scent, which is one of my favourite daytime scents, and I do use that quite a lot. I've actually used that since I was 13. It's the first perfume I ever got, and then I repurchased it a few years ago, and I still love it, and it's a really nice daytime scent, nice and fresh and summery. So yeah, I do like this, but obviously I don't think I can buy it, and I don't think I will buy it if I can, because it'll probably be quite expensive because of the scent. But yeah, it was nice and it did the job. I have a facial wash here, like a cleanser. It's by Monu, or Monu, I don't know how you say that. It's the Essential Care Facial Wash with bergamot and lemon. It looks like that. I got this in a glossy box, I think. It was quite a big sample getting a glossy box. 100ml of a cleanser is quite big. But I didn't really like this, but not being someone to waste things, I had to use it up anyway. It couldn't get in your eyes, which is my #1 bugbear with cleansers. I always buy, if I'm buying them myself, buy a cleanser or that I can use to take my eye makeup off as well. Otherwise I feel like, what's the point if I can't take my makeup off with it? Then it's a bit of a waste of time for me. So I like ones like this where I can take my makeup off and then cleanse again and cleanse my skin properly afterwards. Whereas this I just used as an afterwards step. So I'd use something else to take my makeup off, and then I'd use this to kind of do the second cleanse. But that was just a bit of a faff really. I would rather just do both in one thing. And again, at that, it wasn't amazing. It was kind of really thin and watery. Like, it was a white texture, but so you think it would be quite thick and like squeeze out nice. But it was really watery. Like, it was just like you wouldn't need to squeeze. It would just kind of come out of the tube and like be watery all over your hands, and you get loads out that you didn't need. Yeah, it was just a bit thin for me and a bit bleh, like it didn't really do anything amazing or anything, so I wouldn't buy that again. Onto something of a more positive review is the Stafford treatment for hair never grows past a certain length. So this is a hair mask, but you put it on your roots. I am a massive advocate of this. I'm already onto a new tub. This is probably the 4th tub I've ever used. For a start, it smells unbelievable. Oh, so nice. And I think it's kind of a questionable thing that some people might not agree with, but this is meant to make your hair grow. And in a way, yes and no, because for me, definitely, when I first started using this, and I used it every wash when I first bought it ever, and I got lots of baby hairs, and I've got quite a lot now, but they all came through at the same time when I started using it, and they all grew about the same length. So I had lots that were like kind of this length at one point, so I was just a bird out there distracted us. And they're all kind of grown in my hair now, but it definitely encouraged new growth. I'm not sure about length, but new growth it definitely encouraged, which is always a good thing, thicker hair. But yeah, I think all this does is nourish your scalp and make it a better breeding ground for hair. So it's nice and full of vitamins, and it just leaves your hair soft as well, and your scalp nice and nourished, and I like the idea of it. And I always put this on kind of around the roots, like a small handful around all the roots, getting everywhere, and smooth it over like a mask, and then use a proper like nourishing hair mask on the ends, and I leave that on for like as long as I'm in the bath. So I normally lie there for like 20 minutes to make sure I get my money's worth, because it's fairly expensive. Yeah, and I just love it, and that's how I use it. And then I rinse it out, and it doesn't leave my hair too weighed down and greasy like you would think it would. If you used a normal hair mask all through your roots, you'd think it'd rinse it out and be flat and greasy and horrible, whereas this doesn't do that at all. It doesn't weigh my hair down. I don't use it every wash anymore. I use it maybe once every 2 weeks, but I do like the effect it has, and I think it definitely helps somewhat. I have some face wipes here which I'm trying not to use anymore, but I have packed here. Don't think I've really bought any since I've used this pack up, so that's good. The Primark facial cleanser wipes in the pink package. These were my favourite cleanser wipes because they're cheap, smell nice, and yeah, they do the job before I cleanse my face. I've moved away from using them. I'm using them in my micellar water again instead of wipes, just because I feel like it might be something a bit better than using these, just out of convenience. I'm very lazy. But yeah, these were good. If you want to give them a go, don't be afraid to, they're fine. I have a Tresemme Platinum Strength 60-second treatment shot, which is basically a hair mask in a one-use kind of tube. It has a little seal on the top that you twist off, and then now it's like empty. Yeah, I used this all up. Obviously it was really nice. It didn't do anything amazing, but then again, I don't think I've ever tried one hair mask in particular where I thought that is amazing. So if you have any recommendations for a really good hair mask, leave them below, because all the ones I've tried kind of do a similar thing. Some of them are a bit rubbish, but something like this was a good one, but nothing blows me away or stays long term. It was nice, but I think these are quite expensive for considering it's one use. So I think you can get a similar tube, like similar product in a big tube. So I might try that and see if that'll last as a long time. Because now after I've used this, I've actually got no hair masks, which is kind of a problem. Yeah, but this was nice. If you want to give them a go, I think this is a really good option, because if you just want to try it once, then that's really great if you can buy it in a one-use tube rather than buying a huge tube. Yeah, but it was nice. It left my hair nice and soft, but again, nothing amazing. I have a few skincare bits and then on to a few makeup bits. I've got the Elizabeth Arden 8-Hour Cream Sun Defense for Face SPF 50 High Protection and UVA Protection. What a mouthful. Basically, this is my SPF that I was using for years. And it's by Elizabeth Arden, obviously, and it's basically the 8-hour cream, but like a sun cream for your face. SPF 50, so it's obviously really high protection. I used to only use this when I went on holiday, but in the past few months I was using it every single day just to like kind of use it properly, because I know I should be using SPF every day, so I just stuck to it and used it up because I thought it's getting on a bit. It's probably losing its power, so yeah, it's probably going out of date, so I thought I'd better get it used up. This I wouldn't repurchase again, because I've since like sampled and tried a few other ones that feel a lot more lightweight on the skin. This one feels like sun cream. The smell of this is really it's really nice and like summery smell, but the smell will always remind me of holidays because that's when I used to use it most. It was really good for that though. Like, you could go abroad and use this on your face and it didn't clog your skin up like a body sun cream would. I always used something different on my face, and SPF 50 just completely protected me from any burn, to the point where I missed a bit like up here on one holiday. I just like must have swiped it like that, and I missed a bit, and that part of my skin was completely fine, and then that part was burnt red raw. So it just showed how much this had actually protected me on the skin where it had been. Dog barking. But yeah, it's really nice for that. If you don't mind the sun creamy feel, then that's fine. It's really good. It's quite moisturising as well, so you probably wouldn't need to use a moisturiser as well, although I do because I'm a bit weird like that. Yeah, but for me it was a bit thick and a bit heavy for general everyday use in like the UK or anything. And my other skincare bit is a Sarah Chapman Skinesis, I don't know how to say that, Age Repair Serum, which was a Space NK sample, which 15ml of a serum is quite a generous sample and lasted me many weeks actually. I love the packaging, I think it's really pretty, and I've heard a lot going around about the Sarah Chapman range at the minute, so it seems to be quite popular. Sorry, the lighting's going a bit strange. Yeah, again, my number one thing that I always say with serums is I didn't see any difference. It felt nice to put on, it was lovely and lightweight and sunk in really quick in time for me to put moisturiser on afterwards. But I'm only 22, I didn't see any age-defying properties, but who knows, if I used it long term it might help something. But yeah, no difference in the quality of my skin at all from using this. But yeah, if you've got more mature skin, then maybe it might make a difference, but did feel very nice to put on and very luxurious. And lastly, I've got the makeup bits I was talking about. Again, I have the Avon Glimmerstick Brow Definer in Blonde. This is a frequent makeup item that I go through. I think I only used it up another one a few months ago. As you can see, it's completely gone when I've twisted it up. It's just one of those twisty up pencils that you don't need to sharpen. I've got it on my brows today because I repurchased it, and I'm really needing to buy a new one because that one is also dying. These tend to last me in about 2 months-ish. And they're normally about £6, but at the minute they're on offer for £3 each, so obviously that's a bargain, and I'm going to snap a few up because I do use this solely on my brows. I don't use anything else. I just find it really nice. It's a good colour match for the blonde in my hair, because I find it really difficult to find an eyebrow pencil that isn't too warm toned. Like the Rimmel ones and everything I've tried, Maxx, Maybelline, they're all too orangey, and this is the right colour. It's the right consistency, it's not too waxy, it's not too powdery, it's just creamy, and I don't know, it just seems to make my eyebrows a lot easier to do than any other brow pencil I've had. So yeah, I always go back to this, and yeah, it's my #1 brow product. I have a little Nars sample here. It's the Pro Prime Pore Refining Primer, the oil-free version. This actually lasts a really long time. It doesn't look empty, but I promise I squeezed it completely empty. This was nice. It didn't blow me away. Again, I'm really bad in these videos. I always say that things didn't really excite us, but this didn't, considering it's Nars and will be expensive. It didn't kind of show any effects like of pore refining to me that was visibly like apparent as soon as you put it on. So like Benefit Professional, that kind of covers up, masks any pores, anything like that kind of does it, but this kind of didn't do any of that. It wasn't a silicone primer, it was like much more like liquidy moisturiser type feel, and just kind of like left your skin a bit taggy. I didn't really notice that it left my makeup like in better condition and staying on longer. I didn't see any of that. So yeah, as much as it felt like a good extra step to put in, it didn't really blow me away. But another primer that I do absolutely love, it's funny that I've used up 2 primers this month, I've only got 1 left in my whole collection. This primer is the L'Oreal Studio Secrets Smoothing Resurfacing Primer. This is one that I've always had consistently in my makeup collection for the past 5 years. But I think I will be moving on to Professional, and I'll tell you why in a second. It's just this little pot, and it looks absolutely tiny considering it's about £14. Quite expensive for like a drugstore brand, but this Studio Secrets light is more expensive. Completely gone. This is just like a white silicone primer like the Benefit Professional, but this one is a little bit heavier. It definitely gets rid of the pores, and it definitely makes your skin so much smoother and definitely resurfaced. It does everything that it claims. And you only need a tiny bit. So this pot I think lasted me out a year, because I don't use it on a daily basis. I'll use it if I'm going out for a meal or a night out or something that I want my skin to look flawless for. This is the primer I would go to because it's the one I've owned over the Professional. However, it is more heavy than the Professional, and you can definitely feel it heavier on your skin. And I feel like that one, because it's like skin coloured and a lot lighter in texture, it just sits nicer under my makeup. This one definitely resurfaces more than that one, in that it smooths out any bumps and lumps and dry parts and things. It's really, really lovely, and I would highly recommend it if you want a cheaper version of the Professional. But that one it's just a little bit better in terms of lightweight and not as thick. But this one's always surfing well. It's never really bothered us until I tried the other one. If I hadn't tried that, I would still be buying this until the end of time, because it's my favourite primer. And that's it. I feel like I went a bit quick through them. I'm sorry if you feel like I speeded through it, but I just wanted to get them done, because as I always say at the end of the month, I like to just get it all done and throw them all away, because I like to start fresh with an empty basket. And I never think I'll fill up, but I always do, and I don't know how. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video, which will probably be filmed 2 seconds after this one. Bye!